Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs Christmas. Is anybody here? Don't think anybody's here yet. So I'll be talking to myself a little bit while we wait for people to join us. First, want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all who may be watching this after on a replay. And I'm going to play this for you all right now. This one. Joy to the Habs world, the Habs have won. They beat the Leafs again. It was 3-1. The Habs look to be done, but they beat the Leafs again. And then they beat the Leafs again, and they beat the Leafs in Game 7. All right, so one of my greatest hits, greatest Christmas Carol hits. Still no one here with me. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to show up at all or not, but I'm here. If you don't have anything to do tonight, like a lot of us, I'm here, and we're going to talk hockey. If we get anybody here to talk hockey with me, and I will play I got a couple of poems, Christmas-related stuff, so we'll do that if we get anybody to join me. If not, this could be a very, very short live stream. I don't know. I talk to myself a lot when I'm alone, but I don't know if it's the same thing here, talking to myself on a live stream like this. We'll see. Well, instead of having just silence, I'll play another one of my greatest hits. I'm just going to find it. Let's go with this one. Deck the rink with Stanley Cups, fa la 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 la. 24 is not enough, fa la 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 la. Don we now our Habs apparel, fa la 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 la. Let's go sing Habs Christmas carols, fa la 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 la. All right. I feel like a DJ on a video DJ on the old MTV before Christmas night. Must have been lonely. That's what it feels like here. So hopefully people will join me, and we'll celebrate the I don't know, an hour or two of Christmas Eve. And if not, well, it'll be I don't know, maybe a half hour. Harry, if you're watching, maybe you should come on in and we could talk. I don't know if you're watching or not. All right. Next up on the hit list is actually some poetry, and it is going to be "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And it's old. It's a couple of years old, and here you go.
It's the night before Christmas. My Habs Christmas wish list. A Talking Habs poem. It's the night before Christmas and all the Habs are asleep. Here is my wish list for just what they need. Give me a minute, I'll tell you right here. Then go home and have some Christmas cheer. Everyone gets healthy and has fun. A successful playoff run. A Vezina trophy for Carey Price. 50 points for Nick Suzuki on the ice. Cole Caulfield signs and joins the team in the new year. Damn, I'll rejoice and have a beer. A left defense at the trading deadline. Without a heavy price tag will be fine. CJ and MB's job secure. And that 8-game losing streak, just a blur. Do some damage in the playoffs and give a cheer for the future that's so bright and starting next year. This team I love, the Habs they're called, have driven me crazy. Look, I'm bald. But they've also given me the best of times. Cups galore. I've seen 8 or 9. I love my Habs, no other team for me. I make videos and stuff, so you'll see. The glory of Le Glorieux makes me bleed red, white, and bleu. Good cheer and happiness to all, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of my subscribers and all of the viewers and just everybody out there. Thank you so much in my first year on YouTube. You couldn't have ended in a happier way. I just want to wish you the best of the holiday season. I hope everybody gets what they want, and I hope the Habs get what they want and what they need. So thanks once again, everybody, for watching, and go Habs, go! Have a great Christmas and a great New Year if you don't check in with me before the end of the year. Just I hope it's all great for everybody.
Shut up already. All right, so that I didn't realize that was in my first year. Well, I started the channel on the 22nd of December, so that would have been the following year, 2019, December, Christmas 2019. So there you go. Still nobody here to talk to me. I actually thought that poem was different. I didn't realize. I kind of thought it's been a while. I thought it was written differently. There you go. I don't know what to talk about. There's really nothing happening in the world of hockey. They are off on a Christmas break, the whole league. So there's nothing happening. Just this, and seems like nobody. Well, everybody's with their families, and that definitely. I just thought there'd be some people out here that didn't have anything to do, like me. It's not all that sad. It's my choice. All right, we'll go with next song. Next song is probably the worst one of my Christmas carols as far as singing wise, but no one's here, so I'm gonna subject you all to this. It's called "Oh Come All Ye Habs Fans." Oh come all ye Habs fans, come cheer on cold coffee, oh come ye to the Bell Center. Come and behold him, born to score goals. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Cold coffee, All right, ladies and gentlemen. I had something in my head. Didn't come out. All right. So it's Christmas Eve. We are at it's only 8 after 9. So and still no one here. So I would have to think if people are busy. I'm going to play a few more of my hits, the hits that just don't quit. And the next one up is called "Oh Little Town of Montreal." Oh little town of Montreal, how many cups you won? Above all of the other teams, close no one has come. Toronto fans are claiming that they are Canada's team, but these Leafs with their beliefs are living in a dream. 24 cups in total, the pennant's hanging from above. While the Habs sleep, the hockey gods keep our logo filled with love. Yeah, singing wasn't great on that one at the end, especially. What can I say? A singer, I'm not. Once again, it's Christmas, and you're here with Rick. Rick with the big hits on Christmas. Not Yeah, I wish I had game day news or something. It's not a game day, but something to talk about while I wait for nobody to show up. So we'll just continue on here in the journey. I'm going to be singing again. This time it is 10 days, not 12, but 10 days of Habs Christmas. I believe this is from either last Christmas or the Christmas before. Here you go.
My apologies to your ears. On the first day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the second day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me a bottom 10 finish and Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the third day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me Habs acquire some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish, and Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the fourth day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me a brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish, and Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the fifth day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling GM has acquired some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish, and Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the sixth day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me Cole Caulfield starts scoring goals. Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks. A bottom 10 finish. And Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the seventh day of Christmas, my dad, Jeff Molson, gave to me. Habs win 2 games in a row. Cole Caulfield starts scoring goals. Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks. A bottom 10 finish. And Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the 8th day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me. Makes Coach Don play the kids. Habs win 2 games in a row. Cole Caulfield starts scoring goals. Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish. And Shane Wright, the Habs win the draft lottery. On the 9th day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me. Traded that kid that I won't name. Makes Coach Don play the kids. Habs win 2 games in a row. Cole Caulfield starts scoring goals. Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish, and Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. On the 10th day of Christmas, Jeff Molson gave to me a healthy Carey Price. Traded a kid I won't name. Makes Coach Don play the kids. Habs wins 2 games in a row. Cole Caulfield starts scoring goals. Jeff Gordon to be the real deal as advertised. A brand new sparkling gem. Habs acquire some first-round picks, a bottom 10 finish. And Shane Wright. The Habs win the draft lottery. That's it. I don't have 12. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe and ring that notifications bell. And hey, give a thumbs up. On the 10th day of Christmas, I screwed up right there. How can that happen? I don't know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, check out that video over there.
There you go. I don't think I got the concept of that as far as every day you're supposed to, like, it's going to be like first day of Christmas and it's 2 things, then it's 3 things. I can get the concept of that one. I did better this year. I'll play that one a little bit later. And yeah, we're trying to get through at least till we get joined by Harry, and at least I'll have someone to talk to. So there you go. So what are we gonna have next? Next up is gonna be another poem. Another poem, Rick? I mean, how many poems do you have? I got lots, although I don't have lots loaded up, but I have some loaded up. This one's called A Bag of Pucks and a Zamboni Tire.
A bag full of pucks and a Zamboni tire. Habs management working so hard every day. Gorton and Hughes just toiling away. A rebuild? A reset. A retool and such? A reno. A makeover? A boob job. Hey, what? They traded Toffoli to signal the launch of whatever you call this that they've embarked on. A rethink? A redo? A replan or two? A change-up? A remix? The old switcheroo? Who will move out? Which guys will stay? How will you feel if that guy gets traded away? What's the return? Who did we acquire? A bag full of pucks and a Zamboni tire? What do you think they'll call what they do? A rebuild? A reset? A major retool? In the end, does it matter? Is any milk spilled? Nope. Not if you call it what I want to. It's a rebuild.
Yay! Congrats. I don't know for what. All right, so that's another poem that I wrote, obviously, before the season started anyway. I don't remember all the dates on these. I just know I wrote them. So it's still nobody here to talk to me. I mean, at this point, now you can start feeling sorry for me, I guess. Nobody wants to talk to me. No, just a few people did say they were going to show up, and I do get that it is Christmas and people's plans change and things happen, and it's all good. But I'm just gonna plow on here. So this is what a DJ on radio feels like. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get to the next hit. The next hit with a big tit. I don't know why I said that. Let's go. We're gonna go with this one. No, I just played that. How about Deck? No, played that one. Stanley Cups. Where's Stanley Cups? Can't find it. Oh, Nick Suzuki. 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 Your hockey is splendid beauty. Oh, Nick Suzuki. Oh, Nick Suzuki. Cole Caulfield is on your left wing. When you add in Kirby Duck, the three of you are hard to stop. Oh, Nick Suzuki, oh, Nick Suzuki, won't you win a cup for me? Oh, won't you win a cup for me? Please, please do that. I believe they will. I do believe that they will. Under Coach Marty, with Nick as captain. And I kind of think Cole Caulfield will end up being an assistant. And with those guys leading the way, I do believe we'll see at least our 25th cup. Can't wait. I don't think it'll be for a couple more years yet, though. But looking forward to that. All right, let's move on with the hits that just don't quit. Next up in this show that is not a show, we're going to take a moment, have some silence. Silent night. Silent night. Jack, I had a fight. All is now calm, all is now right. Roundhouse to the chin of a Minnesota Wild. Let him down easy, so tender and mild. Sleep, opponent, sleep. Sleep, opponent, sleep. Definitely don't know how you'd fall asleep to that. I think you gotta go watch your crystal and make sure it doesn't break, or your windows. There you go. Not my best singing. Definitely not my best singing. I think it all qualifies as not my best singing. But hey, there you go. At least I got the balls to give it a try. Speaking of balls, I don't know where I'm going with that one. Next up on the hit parade is Stanley Cups. Stanley Cups, 24 in all. 25th, the Leafs can win a round. Hey, Stanley Cup, the Habs have won the most. Soon we'll win our 25th, the Leafs are just toast. With butter on top. All right. Yeah, anyways, that's another one of my hits. I don't know what country their hits in, but somewhere their hits. I just don't know where. All right, still we're 20 minutes into this this dumpster fire of a live stream, and there's still nobody here to talk to me, so we'll just march on until the end because that's all you can do. All right, next at the top of the charts, Nowhere. Oh, come all ye Habs fans. No, I did that one. There's another one like it. Nope, there's another one like it. I can't find it. Not funny. That's kind of embarrassing. I need a new producer because that guy can't find shit. I'm telling you, man. I guess I didn't upload the one that I was thinking that was here. So we'll go to the next one. Oh, we'll go with a poem time. We'll switcheroo to a poem time. This is called The Habs Are Better Than the Leafs.
Wow, my Habs sure have gotten better. We got 4 great guys to come wear the sweater. Allen and Edmondson, Anderson and Toffoli. Looks as good as fresh-baked cannoli. We gave up Max Domi and a 3rd-round pick, considerable to say the least. Got back Josh Anderson in return, a right-wing power-forward beast. A 3rd-rounder was sent all the way to St. Louis. Got Jake Allen as a backup. No, that's not superfluous. Joel Edmondson came, it just cost us a 5th. He signed for 4 years. A tradable contract came with. Josh Anderson signed, 7 years, 5.5. With him on the wing, Drouin and Suzuki will thrive. It was just a bit short, though, and it seemed they were done. Come on, Mark, just a little more scoring. We're asking for some. And without wasting time, like the aforementioned cannoli, Bergie got to baking and whipped up Tyler Toffoli. Now, there's not much more you can ask a GM to do. In just one off season, the team sure did improve. He re-signed Petrie and Galley. Hey, what do you know? The team's number 2 defenseman and the team's heart and soul. He loaned KK to Asat in Finland, I see, to get ready for next season, whenever that'll be. Charles Hudon has gone to a Swiss team called Lausanne. He can't score in the NHL, but in the minors he can. Alsner is gone. The buyout came through. The Bruins are interested? Are you serious, dude? As a Habs fan, I can say, I'm really excited. It's been a long time since I don't feel slighted. The 25th Cup might not be won this season, but I can honestly say that I don't have a reason to think that they don't have a chance to make it all the way to the end of the dance. So here's to my team, les Canadiens, les habitants, les glorieux. I love you guys. I always will. The red, white, and blue, les bleu, blanc, rouge. With all of that being said, you can see I don't have any beefs. But I can't end this without saying the Habs are better than the Leafs.
Yes, they are. Yes, not currently. I mean, obviously, I'm not stupid, but they are anyway. At least in my eyes. What we got up next? Let's see if that loaded. I think the song I wanted, I got it loaded. Next up on the hit list. I think though, if I make you listen to these songs, I might be on the hit list for sure. But next up, I'll take my chances. Is "Hark the Montreal Canadiens Sing." Hark the Montreal Canadiens sing, glory to Nick Suzuki. Our new captain does his duty. Caulfield on his wing is a thing of beauty. Kirby Dack is like little Jack Horner, retrieving pucks out of the corners. All the Habs fans do proclaim greatness will be attached to all their names. Hark the Montreal Canadiens sing, glory to Kirby, Cole, and Suzuki. Yes, sir. Greatness will be attached to all their names. I believe so. I believe this is the beginning of one of the great Montreal Canadian teams happening, maybe of all time, and maybe just amongst the great teams. We'll see. This is what I think is happening. So, yeah, they will be great. Moving on. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, yeah, we have 14 people. What? Oh, I didn't even notice. I'm here doing my thing, and there's all kinds of comments. Hey, everybody. I didn't know. It just now said there are people in the room. I should have checked, but it didn't say any. Hey, let's see. Let's go through them. Kevin, Filibuster, Doug, Matt, Rena, Mike, BL. Let me go through them. Hang on, guys. Zachary, hey, Zachary. David, Danny Tabernac, Harry Yardair. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I guess I got caught up in my own little world. Matt Greer, if I didn't say it already. Bye. Hey, how you doing? Don't know what's going on. Hey, Bob Cannon, I'm not going through that. I got too much on my plate here, Bob. Anyway, yeah. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Sorry, I just feel like I don't know what happened here. Hang on a sec there. My guest. Did I miss anybody? I did not. All right, we're going to go back to the top. I'm going to bring in, just give it if you don't mind, just a couple of minutes. I want to address some of these things since I did not see any of you, or I'm into my own world. I don't know. As Phil says, he's in his own bubble for a half hour. Like, really? No, honestly, though, they didn't show anybody was in the room. There's a little spot up here, and I kept looking for it, and it just popped out. So that's on StreamYard. Because, they're really busy right now tonight. So many people. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I got too much. Okay, so we got a guest with me tonight. Into the insane asylum that is this podcast. All the way from Franklin, Quebec. And you might not know a lot about Franklin, Quebec, but that really is like the hub of everything going on in Quebec happens in Franklin, Quebec. And here from there is Harry Rice. Hey, Harry, how you doing?
Hey, Rick, how's it going?
Okay, you're never going to get an intro like that, like ever, like anywhere. I just want you to know.
well, thank you. I'm happy that it at least happened here. This is the one place I'd want it to happen.
I'm kind of happy I'm not alone. Like, I don't know what was going on there, but I didn't see that there were any comments or that anybody was in the room until I woke up there and said, "Oh, there's people in the room. What happened?" So, yeah, I apologize.
We were in the chat. I think there are a couple people, like I think Philip and them, they were trying to send you emails to let you know that there's people in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see all that while I'm in here anyway. I'm in my own world. Yeah, no, seriously though, the only reason was because StreamYard was lagging with that. Like, I don't know how long, but you must have seen me kept looking over to the side because I was looking to see if anybody would pop up in the chat, and it just didn't until then. So there you go. That's my excuse. I have not been drinking, and the truth did not kick in yet. So I don't have much excuse. So how you been there, Harry?
Been pretty good. Went out for dinner earlier. I cheap plug, but I had to leave. I left my stream open. Totaled almost 3 hours.
Oh, you mean like,
Yeah.
and you weren't there?
Nope, I left. It was literally just
Well, now I noticed though something when you did that. There's a maple leaf thing there behind you. I don't know. Just fucking you. I noticed it.
yeah, my sister gave me some hockey stickers today. It's not a Christmas gift, but like it's a
Oh, okay.
semi-Christmas gift. So I figured for the stream, why not put them in the back, have some more hockey stuff.
If anyone wonders about my hate for the Maple Leafs, I noticed as soon as Harry moved, I saw that there. So you don't see what's behind my chair. My chair hides things. Not too bad. Just a couple things. Nothing. Just equipment, really.
Oh yeah.
I don't have room anywhere else to put it, so it's behind my chair. You don't see it. All right. I don't know where I want to go with that. So, like, whatever you guys want to talk about, what we're gonna do is because I screwed up, and I'm just gonna scroll down to the bottom here. We're gonna go from there while Harry and I talk. Whatever you guys want to talk about, if you want to give us stuff to chat about, and it doesn't have to be hockey related. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I just thought, Bob, I don't have my email open. The email I use for this, if I leave it open, it shuts itself and it tells me off. That why didn't you close your goddamn thing? So I always log out after I get my code to come in here. So yeah, I don't like being told off by my email. It's not fun. So yeah, so I don't see emails like that till at very earliest after the show. So sorry about that, but what can I do? Hey, it's Christmas. Bob says, Rick, that Leaf logo behind Harry is a very small package of toilet paper.
Yes, exactly.
Is it? Is it what it is? Seriously?
No. It's
it's what it should be used for, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it should be, but these are like stickers.
Oh,
you get these out of those
stickers. No, listen, stickers for toilet paper is not a good idea because, and I don't think I have to tell you why, it's not a good idea. Which is why they do not have like sticky toilet paper. It's not a thing. Doesn't work.
And I'm glad they don't. I'm glad.
Harry always freezes up. Harry is in the country. His internet can be wonky, so don't worry about it. It's Christmas.
If you want, Rick, I can try and connect on Firefox because I usually seem to have a bit more luck with Firefox.
I don't think that. Well, it does work. I don't know how well it works on Firefox. It's up to you. The main thing is when you freeze up. So far, your voice hasn't. The audio hasn't.
Oh, okay. All right, so if the audio hasn't, then I think
now,
we should be.
You froze. The audio didn't freeze, so that's what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's better than usually. There's a delay. You don't have a delay. It doesn't seem tonight.
Yeah, thankfully since we've moved here, we've had a lot better Wi-Fi. So.
Well, then don't move again, and don't move now because you got it. There's no delay, so don't change.
Yeah.
No, there's no delay. All right. Bob says, Harry, you have some splaining to do. Adam, you got to block your ears when I talk about the Leafs. He says at least their logo doesn't look like a toilet seat, but at least when you see Canadien, the name Canadien, that's a real like name, right? But what the Leafs, the way it's termed, is not real. So, but other than that, you miss. I put one of my videos on one of Grapes' tweets today, so I'm waiting to see if he will like it. It was "Oh Little Town of Montreal." I put there. Let's see. Hey David, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and yeah, if you're back later, we'll see you later. Danny Tabernac. Exactly. What's that? Exactly. AC.
That's when he said, "At least ours doesn't look like a toilet seat."
Okay, but how does that? I'm not getting that.
He's saying exactly like he's agreeing with AC.
He is. Danny, yeah. You're not. Oh, exactly. AC. You're not. But you're not a Leafs fan, Danny. I thought you're a Habs fan. If you're a Habs fan, how do you make fun of your logo? Although it does, I have to admit, I never saw it till it was pointed out to me by a Leafs fan really nastily in one of my videos once that it does kind of look like a toilet seat. I gotta give you that.
Though we got to be glad it isn't, because the hatred have to be included, and I think that would get pretty messy.
That's when you have to do one of those poo tests at the hospital. So that's got to catch the poop, you know? That's what that's for.
This stream isn't even going to be me and Rick. It's just Rick making me laugh. I'm not even going to be involved.
The idea. That's the idea. Hopefully making people at home laugh. And I'm sorry, you know what? I'm really surprised so many people on. I am and I'm not. Like when I came in here and there was nobody, right? That's what I thought. There was nobody. And I went, see, I was wrong. But now I wasn't that wrong. It's a toilet seat with blue water. And the blue water, that's the Leafs logo that dissolved in the water when we pissed on it. That's what happened. So, sorry. You're not going to get me on that. You're an Austin Matthews fan, Danny Tabernac. I don't know. I think I might have to ban him for that. What do you think? I'm not sure.
I don't know. He's got a swear word in his name. I think that's merit enough to keep him around.
This channel is definitely not a Leafs channel and not a fan of Austin Matthews in any way, shape, or form. But it is Christmas, and I'm not going to go there.
You're a good guy, Rick. Let's go.
Take my meds. I did take no, I got to take them after the show. You're right. I should take my meds. I did, though. They didn't kick in yet. That's it. They didn't kick in yet. That's the problem. All right. What old style? Okay. So, whatever you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about, Harry? You're the guest.
We can talk a little bit about the Habs if you want. I mean, not really that much to talk about last week, but I mean, we can try. We can try.
We could talk about how I beat your ass in fantasy pool the other week.
At that, I think I got something I can do with my time. I think I'm gonna be heading out. And was I playing you this week?
No, you know what? No, it was a couple weeks ago, I think. You know what I was happy, or last week, what I was happy about, though? I'm beating, I don't think he's really watching his team, though, but I'm beating someone 14-2. So I went on there. Oh, yeah, there's no games. I went, that means there's no games. So is it like a 2-week one? No, so it means I won. I'm happy to know that I won. And I moved up one spot, I think, in the pool. There. Oh, well. Enough about me. But there's never enough about me. That's why I'm not married still, because I kept telling that to my wife and she didn't agree with me.
Hey Faji, how's it going? Thank you for coming by.
I gotta take a moment to I'll tell you this. Instead of doing that, because if there was gold in there. There's gold in their comments. Just retype them, and I'll get them to the bottom. Same difference, right? And I'll do that because, I'll try maybe if I remember later. How about Wright scoring on his own goalie? Did that happen? For Canada? What happened? I don't. I heard something very yesterday or something. Somebody said something about that. I kind of it brushed off me. So I don't know if what happened. I don't know what happened.
I don't know that either. I heard something about Wright. I know Wright left one of the games with a foot injury and then he came back. But I don't know about him celebrating a teammate's goal like that. I don't know about.
Well, I don't think they said he said. Oh, Wright celebrating his teammate's goal as if he scored it by himself while the other four celebrated the right call. Oh, I didn't see that either. I did not see that. So I can't really comment on that if I didn't see it.
Why does that kind of sound like that? I don't know if it was Breeze Blowout, but I know you brought it up before. One of the Habs scored a goal and they were pointing at themselves because they tipped it home or something.
That was Gilbert Dion.
Gilbert Dion
did that. And I do believe he may have actually scored the goal, but it was kind of you don't usually see that. I don't know. It was something that I remember the broadcasters bringing up, and ever since then, he's not my favorite old Hab. What can I say?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Gilbert Dion, though, of course, the best Dion to play in the NHL, obviously. No others played in the NHL.
Yeah, there's only two Dion.
And Gilbert is obviously the better one. Totally not Marcel.
No, it's not Mark. No, come on. Gilbert was the best.
Exactly. That's
on.
what I'm saying. Gilbert is easily the
Yeah,
best
he had
Dion.
one
He's the one
season
that
where he
actually
had
won a
like
cup. I
he had
think.
one season where he had 21. Yeah, he won a cup. The
Yeah.
other brother didn't. Come on. Let's see. Right own goal is Team Canada. So it happens. Listen, own goal happens sometimes. I'd have to see the play to see how bad that
Yeah.
was. But Baby says this. Let's see, get your opinion on this.
Oh,
Um,
I know. I see it already.
Drew and Dadonov will not be traded as they carry no value. What do you think?
I feel like if you retain 50% on Drouin, there's a team that would probably give up like a fourth or a fifth for him. I'll admit he doesn't carry much value. Dadonov, I don't think is going to be that hard to trade because again, with him, you retain 50%. They're both 1-year deals. You don't really have much of an issue, or otherwise you retain 50%, get another team to come in 50%, pay them a sixth or a fifth, maybe. We have an abundance of draft picks. We can do that. I don't think it'll be that tough to trade Dadonov or Drouin. If anything, I think Dadonov would probably be the easier one. I'll admit I love Drouin, but I do think Dadonov would probably be the easier one to trade, as I think he's actually looked fairly meh recently. Drouin I thought has looked good overall, but the points definitely do affect Dadonov a little bit more.
Well, what team is going to pay money for players that can't score and just can't score? That's the thing, because you're talking like this. It's not really like to be overly critical of the two guys, but when you're talking about trade deadline, it's teams that are hoping these guys can help them, but if they can't score at all, this is why Montreal's trying to get them going. I mean, you have to get them going first. So, I mean, Bebe's right, but I'm hoping by deadline time.
Yes.
They've gotten going by then. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, hell, it's clearly the reason that Dadonov was traded for the contract of Weber by Vegas. He doesn't really have positive value aside from the fact that the Anaheim Ducks gave up value for him. But I mean, that was last season. He was actually good last season. But
that was a trade of need for both teams, though.
Yes,
because
definitely
Montreal needed to get rid of the LTIR money because they couldn't have too much LTIR money going into the off or starting the season that way, and they needed to offload Dadonov because they couldn't write off his money. So it was. Exactly. I don't think that's why it was an even up trade, right? There was nobody had to throw a sweetener that way. Because they were both getting one thing out of it. But
though at this point, I will argue Vegas won that because they do not have to play Evgeny Dadonov in their lineup.
I 100% I agree. If Dadonov had actually if he had like 5 goals even right now, I would say okay, maybe not. But what has he got? 1?
I think 2, maybe. It's
one,
a very low amount.
I remember the one he had. It was like a fluke goal, and I don't. He might have scored another one. You might be right. He's got 2.
Yeah, he has 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. So actually performing a little bit better than we kind of had him for. I mean, still not great, but I mean, 7 points.
You know what? If that production will carry it, you know what? You're probably right, Dadonov. But what does Drouin have? I know he doesn't have any goals, but what has he got? He's got some assists.
He has 4 assists right now. 4 assists.
Yeah, he's got to step it up. But I mean, I'll agree that his play has been better. I'm not going to go as far as say great, but it's been better.
Yes. Yeah, Drouin. We're starting to get a little bit of lag, I think.
Oh, it's okay. Well, if it gets bad, we'll do something. But yeah, Drouin's been better. But I don't know. People saying that he's been good all year, great. Like I don't know. I don't know. Not on me.
Yeah, I'll admit, when he first came back in the lineup, I thought, looking back, he definitely could have tried harder. But I feel like he was just trying to ease himself back into the game and get his wheels going, and then I felt
problem. See, that's the problem, though. That shows the attitude. A guy like that on a contract year where he hasn't had great years, really, and hasn't been able to finish the seasons, shouldn't have that attitude about easing in my opinion. Should have come in chomping at the bit, as they say, to do well, and you didn't see it.
Yeah. He definitely. I think he definitely should have come in a bit harder for sure. Wanting to play hard, but then again with all the injuries he's had the last couple of years, I do also understand that okay, I just want to take the first couple games, get back into it. I do think he should have played harder, but at the same time, you do have to look at how many injuries he's had, and once he gets going, he's only had an injury one time in the season, in the actual season, which is not terrible for Drouin standards. By this point, he'd been injured 3-4 times by now. So
He'd be out for the season already because of.
yeah,
I said no, but listen, but the point still is that he should have been hungrier. That's all. There's no room. There's no room for him. I thought there was no room for him to take a game, not even one game off. Because to me, I even think the Habs made up their mind on him before the season started, right? So if that's kind of the case, well, this guy had to fight harder if he wants to stay here. But you know what? In the long run, I don't think it's the best thing for him to stay here anyway. For him, for not just for us, but for him. I think if he wants to have a career, I don't think it's here.
yeah, I unfortunately have to agree. As much as I do love Drouin, I think because like with his mental state and the pressure of playing in Montreal, especially as a
Yep.
Quebec-born player and being as highly drafted as he was, I think even him going to say a Colorado or even an Edmonton, I think would work really well for him. Not just because he'll get to play with really skilled players and he'll be able to probably start producing and playing the way he wants without getting heavily criticized. I think it's definitely a wow, like in Colorado, for example, like, wow, I messed up on like 2 plays and I didn't get criticized. Like, okay, and he'll probably improve his game from that, I think.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I
Who's going to give him a chance? That's the thing. And at what price? He's going to have to take a really low contract for a short term, and prove
I
himself. That's it.
I would think that he would I would think that he would probably take a league minimum 1 year somewhere like a Colorado or an Edmonton just to be a cup contender.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just see Drouin working really, really well with Colorado's system. Not even him playing like top line and McKinnon. For some reason, I just see Drouin in Colorado, and I make that connection of like, yeah, no, this works. So
I don't know.
we'll see.
Maybe he'll end up in Toronto. I mean, maybe.
I don't know if he'd want to go to a place like Toronto or like say the Rangers with all the pressure that there is still there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And it's maybe not a team like Arizona, but something like that where there's no pressure. Maybe that's
Yeah,
the
like
best place
Carolina
for him to go, get
or
his game
something.
back. Get his game back, and then he's still young. He's still got years left.
Yeah,
Anyway, he's got to do something. Let's see
definitely.
what's being said out there. The team that will pay 50% for Drew or Dadonov is a team that needs warm bodies because in playoffs, injuries are the norm. I mean, that could be too if it's for depth, but I mean, think about it. You're looking at 2.7, although at the deadline, there's not a ton of salary left to pay at that point in the season. But I don't know. It depends what a team's got to give up. So I would hope Montreal's not stupid. And if somebody comes knocking at the door, they open it, open arms. Yes, we'll hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? And take a deal because I don't know what you're going to get otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like the best strategy for like any deadline, not just like you said, isn't just open the door. We're open, just see what's out there. Don't take a deal just because you feel like you have to make a move. Make the deal that you think makes sense. If you like that as a GM and you think it'll help your team either now or for the future, that's what you go for. And I weirdly enough, I feel like some NHL GMs don't understand that.
Well, I think Montreal is going to use them in this way. If they don't come around and they're still kind of like this by trade deadline time, I think you move them for future considerations, or you're moving them for a problem of the other team, and taking hopefully then taking a draft pick along with that. Will you take Drouin or Dadonov? We'll take whoever your biggest freaking problem is. And throw us like a second round or a third round pick.
Yeah, like obviously not to this level, but for example, say Calgary, like, hey, we'll retain 50% on Duran. Give us, and again, not saying this is going to happen, but say for example, Milan Lucic, give us a second round pick. We'll take that
Yeah,
contract.
well,
Like
you said the
I
wrong
like
name.
that.
You said the very wrong name. But I know what you're saying, and I would agree with you. But not Lucic. No.
Yeah, no. As much
No.
as I'd love Lucic in Montreal for my dad to be pissed off at him every game and for me to laugh my ass off.
Okay, but no.
Yeah, no. As a
Family
Habs
guy.
fan, I have to root against Milan Lucic no matter what he does.
But
Every hit he gives is dirty.
yeah, and your example's right. I mean, that's what I mean, unless they get going. I mean, I don't know what else. Unless you get lucky. Listen, Hughes looks like he's a bit of a shark, right? And if he is, then maybe he can get something where we go, wow, he got that. Like that's what I'm.
Look at
hoping
last
for.
deadline. Who thought we'd get a first round pick for Ben Sherratt, unprotected
No,
as well?
exactly. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, and from what I understand, like I heard some of his deals. By the way, the chat we'll get to you in a few minutes. I heard some of his deals as a player agent, and the kind of deals he got for some guys, and you look and go, how the hell did he get that? So he's a shark. He's a good negotiator, and let him work his magic. That's let's hope.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the best you can do. Is just don't pressure him. Let him do what he has to do. He'll get it figured out.
I got no pressure because in the end there's none. Because in the end, if they don't do anything, they're not resigning either of them.
Nah.
I mean, as much as you love Drew, they're not resigning.
Nah.
You know that.
And even if we do, they're not contracts that's going to hurt. For example, if for some reason we did sign Duran, probably league minimum, maybe $1 million, just as an extra body.
Yeah, but even that, you know what?
Contract doesn't hurt.
I think with the history, I think he'd still get bad, bad press. Not press is not the right word, but you know what I mean. He'd still get shit on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's got to move on. I think he's got to move on.
Definitely.
Best for him. I think best for him and his mental health too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's move on from him for now. Let's see what else we got here. Best enforcer ever in the NHL. Bob Probert. Why? What's that reaction for?
Fagio's coming from my channel. I linked it. And him saying Pierre-Luc Latournier LeBlanc is just.
I'm glad you say Fagio because I didn't want to say the name because to me,
I
don't think it's a name I want to say, but okay, Fagio works. That works. Okay,
Fagio.
So I mean, to me, that's an easy answer. It's Bob Probert.
I gotta go Chris Nyland just because I love the Nook.
I love Nyland. Nyland would be second, but I think Nyland would say Probert. Don't you think?
Yeah, he probably would. I mean, there's a reason he interviewed his wife. And of course, rest in peace to Bob Probert. But yeah, no, I gotta go Nyland just because I love the Knuckles podcast. It's recency bias for me.
No, I like Knuckles, and Knuckles would probably be my second pick. But I don't know. I don't think I can take him over Probert. Because Probert, was a better hockey player than Nyland, and man, he was. I mean, if you thought Nyland was tough, Probert was just as tough, if not more. Don't you think? I mean, that guy was tough as nails, and he could play hockey, and play it well too. Like I think he had a 60-point season or near that.
I'll look that up.
You're talking about a guy who could play. So yeah, I'd say Probert for me. Tom Wilson, not even close. Tom Wilson is the biggest bully for smaller players. Yeah. Dirtiest player, maybe. Yeah. But enforcer? No. All right. Let's see. What else we got in here? Real link to us trading with. Is there any real link to us trading with? Oh, what do you think of the Horvat trade thing, Todd?
I like it because obviously, I want to see the Habs win, obviously, and I think Horvat would be nice. The issue would be the ask. If the rumor is true that Vancouver's looking to offload him for just a second or a third, I'll do that every day of the week, even if it's a rental.
Not what I heard.
If it somehow were easily, I would do that. Then you can flip him. Then you can flip him at the deadline.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's got to be a first, a prospect, and even a roster player, because I know Vancouver doesn't want to rebuild, so they would need a roster player. I don't like that, honestly. I don't like it. I like Horvat. I think he's a good player. I wouldn't give up the package for him if he's not going to resign.
the rumor is they got Beck thrown in there, one of our first round, a third, somebody else. Oh, I think the only one in there that people are going to go, yeah, is Devin Savard. But I think if you ask the coaches, they don't want to get rid of Savard.
I
Savard's been
actually like
really good on
Savard.
the PK, and they say he's the steadiest of their defensive defensemen. And this is from the coaches. Now, I don't think, of course, you're going to say they don't want to talk bad about their players. There might be some of that, but I don't know. I have never heard any bad talk about Savard from anybody except in my chat and me. But,
but like, and also here's the thing: why would, like, sure, obviously, they wouldn't want to badmouth their players, but why would they go out of their way to say he's the steadiest defensive defenseman on the team? They could just say, yeah, no, we like his play.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard St. Louis say that, specifically that about him, like last week in one of the scrums.
That and you can tell since he's
right. I mean, right. I know what you're going to say because you just froze.
Been injured.
Yeah, our defensive play sucks. So yeah, true. Hey, right. The proof is in the pudding there, as they say. Bob Cannon answered Faggio. You seem to have forgotten Probert there. Grimson, McSorley, Domi. Grimson and McSorley. Like, I don't like McSorley for what he did. It was pretty shitty. Kind of tells you something about the guy. Grimson, he was a tough guy, but couldn't really play. Domi, I had more respect for Domi, but strangely, even though he was a Leafer, I had more respect for Domi. Now, I don't know if it's a little biased because Max played here or not, but I think in my mind right now, I would say, yeah, I got more respect for Domi than those other two guys. Yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely. Plus Domi's just a fun dude, it seems like, to hang out with. He seems like a really, really cool guy.
I like Max, and you got to figure his dad's got to be okay if Max turned out that way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I look good. Babai says McKinnon does not want Drouin in Colorado. Yeah. And you know what? I think I agree with that. As much as they were teammates, I think at this point, when you get Knuckles Nyland saying Drouin's problem is heart and balls, now that's coming from Nyland, right? So you got to respect that a little bit. And if that's the case, then he's not McKinnon type of player.
Just simplifying it to Drouin's issue is heart and balls is just maybe the greatest sentence I think I've heard from you. Just
that's a quote. No, I didn't say that. That's a quote from Nyland. I believe.
No. I know. Yeah. Like, oh, he has no heart and no balls, but just hearing it simplified to heart and balls. Just.
I'm glad I can entertain. I'm glad, but I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree with that. So it's up to Drouin at this point to show that that's not true, right? I mean,
definitely,
that's all there is to it. But I would think that, I don't think he's going to go to Colorado because of that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think so. Day, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Okay, we did that. Why is he going to grow a pair in Colorado or Edmonton? No, exactly, Bill, right? It's not going to change. That's why I think he needs to go to a team, Chicago, one of the bottom teams, literally, and go there and play his way into respect.
That's kind of like what Galchenyuk was trying to do by going to Pittsburgh, then Arizona, but just
right.
Actually working at it.
And hopefully not make a tour of like every team in the NHL, because I think that's what Galchenyuk's trying to do. But I think that's what he's got to do. Yeah, in my eyes, anyway. Let's see now. Filibuster says never Lucic. Never Palmieri. Why Palmieri? I've never heard anything bad about
I think it's the price thing. When he was with New Jersey, when he slid into
Okay.
That will always still be funny to me. The second time he does that, Price just starts wailing at him, and I think it was Markov just trying to drag him out of the pile.
Oh, okay. I don't think I remember that.
It was a game against New Jersey. He slid into Price, and there was a goal that accounted despite the goaltender interference with Palmieri. He did that again later in the period, and Price just grabs Palmieri and just starts hitting him with the blocker, and Markov has to try and drag Palmieri out of the
was that it? No, wait a second. I kind of remember Price doing that. I didn't think it was to. I remember. Yeah, I didn't think. I didn't know that's who he was doing it to, actually.
Yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
thinking it was Kreider, but the Kreider thing, he just sort of hit
yeah.
him and
Behind
stood
the net,
over him.
yeah, behind the net, just
Yeah,
kind of, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That
Okay,
was
yeah. Okay,
it.
cool. Well, that was one thing I liked about Price. Definitely,
Yeah,
he stood up for himself when he had
yeah,
to. When he felt he
yeah,
needed to, or he got the
yeah.
opportunity, he paid him back.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I know it's a couple weeks beyond. So Harry is indigenous, right? Harry, you're what, Métis? So
Mohawk.
you're Mohawk. Oh, I thought it was Métis. Okay, so Harry is a Mohawk. Okay, so how did you I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. What did you make of that whole Price controversy? Let me just say this for me. When I first saw it, I thought, what a stupid thing for him to do. Blah, blah, blah. I was a little angry. I didn't
Mm.
say anything to anybody, kept it to myself.
Mhm.
Turns out I was right to keep that to myself because, as it turns out, it may not have been as bad as was made out to be on Price's part.
Mhm.
So, how did you feel about that? I'm just curious.
Um, Honestly, at first when I heard it, I kind of didn't care. At first, I was like, okay, expressing his opinion. He doesn't want this gun law to be going through, and whatever. This is right. I might agree. I might not. Whatever. It's Carey Price. Then I heard the stuff with that promo code coming out, and
Yeah,
I went back to look on his Instagram, and I couldn't find the post, and I couldn't find screenshots of the post. So I was like, what do I make out of it? But I that definitely was not the best with Carey Price. Whether he
yeah.
knew or didn't know, it
I don't
still
think he
wasn't.
knew. I don't think he knew. I'm gonna believe him that I don't think he knew.
Yeah, there was reports that came out that he said he did know, but then others that came out and said he didn't. I don't know, but it's still
Well, from
somewhat
what I
confusing.
understand, he knew about the anniversary thing, but he didn't know they were running that promo code.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, no, yeah, I get that 100%. If he didn't know about the promo code, then yeah, no, that is, I do believe him then on that because yeah, no, I do think yeah, I do remember him saying that he did know about the anniversary. That I do remember. Yeah, honestly, like I mean, even if it's this, if it was that close to the anniversary of the massacre, it's his right to express his opinion
Yeah.
whenever he wants to. I think it's
Turns out his opinion was actually valid because it helped it helped the government rethink it, and they're going to make some changes. And I got to
are
think if
they?
that's the case, then maybe everyone coming down on him wasn't right because he must have had some validity there. And I believe he didn't know about the promo code thing. So if that's the case,
Yeah, no.
yeah, I'm not gonna shit all over him for it. Like you say, it's
Yeah,
his
no. Yeah,
opinion.
no.
I give my opinions here. I'm allowed.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah,
always
no.
right, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's the
I just
beauty of
wanted to
being
ask you.
human. You're never always right.
I'm never always right, that's for sure. But being Indigenous, I just wanted to see what you thought of
Yeah.
that. We hadn't
Well, thank
talked
you.
since all that shit happened. All right, let's see now. Where are we? Did I miss something? Fazio says Harry is on the naughty list, but Rick is on the naughty list. Well, I was shooting for the naughty list, so we'll see what happens before
Right.
I'm done. Hey, Big Bye, I'm good to see you in here, eh? And get well soon, buddy. And hopefully you'll be back regular again. Hope all is well. And
Oh,
Merry Christmas to you.
the hope all is well. Bye bye.
Yeah, he's not feeling well these days. I think he fell down and he's
Oh shit.
recovering. He's recovering. He'll be back soon regularly, he says. Um,
Hell yeah. That's good. That's good. stick
Bob,
stick taps on the ice for Bye bye.
yeah, that's for sure. Stick taps for Bye.
Yeah.
Bob says he thinks it was a Lego. That's Lego on Lego Rocks on YouTube. Said today that it was Savard, Beck, and Pix. Yeah, Savard, Beck, and a first, a third, and there was something else in there too that was mentioned.
Savard, Struble, Beck, first and the third. I feel like I saw that. I feel like there was an extra thing involved.
Struble. I saw
Oh, was
Struble in
Struble?
there as well. That's right. Yeah, down there, Phil's got it right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's what I saw. That's way too much. I mean, Bo Harvard, great, obviously, but I mean, look what you're giving up, and you got to give up to get. I get it.
Yeah.
But
you can't just give up a 5th round pick. But like,
I'll tell you though, what you get back is right now he's like the 3rd leading goal scorer in the league, is he not?
Horvat, no, he's dropped off. He's, I think,
He
like
dropped
8th or
off, but
9th at this point.
he was for a while. He had
Yeah.
24 goals last week, 2 weeks ago. Didn't he?
Yeah, something like that. I'm looking up now the stats. I
Yeah, you're
know.
faster. That didn't mean good.
Oh, sorry, he's 5th actually in goals. He has 24 still.
Oh, so he hasn't had one in a little bit, but still, I mean, look,
Actually, my apologies. He's tied for 3rd still. He is tied for 3rd with
there you go. I
Pasternak
mean,
and Robertson.
there's nothing to sneeze at. The guy can score goals. There's no when I say I don't know that I'd like them to make the deal, it's not because I think Horvat's no good. How old is Horvat?
27, I want to say. I know he's a
27. I think
UFA.
you're right. So this is what bothers me about that, right? So if you're trading for him, you're not giving up that load and you're not re-signing him, right? So that's got to be the thing they want to do. So that contract that you're going to re-sign him to, not going to be a good contract in 3 years.
Nope.
4 years. In general, right? It's going to be one of those contracts that are probably not going to be a good contract anymore because it's going to be a big one.
Yeah,
and
it's going to be a Gallagher contract. Where I'll admit, when Gallagher's been in the lineup this year, I'll admit he's been good, but probably not worth 5.5.
I get it. I'm not. Yeah, but he's injured right now. I'm not going to shit on.
No.
But for a guy who's got 24 goals already, right? I mean, this guy's going to get paid. So are you paying him more than Nick Suzuki?
No chance about it.
So
no chance.
I don't see it working.
I don't either. Unless like what I suggested, where you get him for less and trade him at the deadline after he does well in Montreal, for example, then that's fine. But like for the package that you're giving up, you're not going to get that in return. I mean, Ken Hughes might be able to actually because
but you're not. You're not taking the risk of giving all that up and that you're going to get it back later. You're not. What if you get injured? You're screwed.
Yeah.
So that's not happening. No, I don't think so. And another thing to me is that they're about to sign Cole Caulfield, which I was wrong. Didn't happen by Christmas, but I thought it did.
Hey, Rick. There is still 2 hours left in
the
December.
Still is 24th. Okay, but okay. I hope it happens. But he's going to get a lot of money. So now you sign Horvat. That's another guy making that kind of money. And right there, you're starting to approach the Maple Leafs with their 3 big guys. It's not the same money yet, but you don't want to do that. So that's another reason. I think they want to develop these guys and let them earn as they go along to keep their salary cap from going crazy. Right? Makes sense to me. So it's another reason I think maybe the Horvat thing doesn't work for me. All right, let's see what you guys think about that. Let us know what you guys think about that in there, and let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Danny says, see, Rick loves the Leafs. Can't you tell? I mean, look at all the Leafs jerseys behind me.
All those Leafs. Look at the Leaf sticker. Oh, wait. It's
well, he's got a Leaf sticker. I don't. You won't find nothing Leafs in this room.
You won't even find the Leafs outside his house because they have association with the name.
And if you put a gun to my head and said, wear this Leafs jersey, I would have to think about it a lot. I'm telling you. NZA. I don't know what that's. That's one of your guys, NZA?
Yep, NZA. That's one of my guys. Yep.
You never know anymore what these things can stand for. He does space from Harry's channel, so I should read before I write anything. Awesome. Welcome in, NZA, and I hope you will like it enough to stick around. If not, you okay? I don't mean that. It's just a joke. We're having fun. We're having fun tonight. It's Christmas. Come on.
Pretty much.
Phil, never Kreider. No, I wouldn't want Kreider. The only thing about Kreider is would have wanted him in the draft instead of Louis LeBlanc, and then maybe this shit wouldn't have happened to Carey Price.
Maybe he'd still be playing right now.
Well, it wouldn't have happened if we had drafted Kreider.
Yeah.
He was playing for us. He wouldn't have done that to Price. So, but hindsight is 2020. Hey, Grimes, how you doing? A gift I wish I get are Habs scoring more than 2 goals. Yeah, I mean, it'll happen. It'll happen eventually. There's always next season. Phil wants to
Mm.
correct you there, Harry, about It wasn't Markov pulling him out; it was Petrie.
Thank
Just
you,
so
Phil. Thank
know.
you.
And you know what? When you told it, I'm thinking Markov couldn't have been here. I'm not going to correct him because I don't know. And I thought
Yeah.
that, and yeah, it turned
Yeah, I'm
out
pretty sure it was 17-18. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was the season after Markov
yeah, it
went
had to
back to
be. Yeah,
Russia. Yeah.
sounded like it to me. It was after. BL wants to know if you're in Kanawake or somewhere else. He's in Frank. I said he's in Franklin. He's not on the reserve.
Yeah, but my family does originate from Ganawage, yes. I
Well, yeah,
believe.
I mean, you're Mohawk, so I
Yeah.
figured if you're in Quebec, you're probably from there or this part of Quebec.
Yeah.
You were marching on the bridge when I went to get married. Listen, I went to get married in the afternoon, and then when we went into the States to do it because I'm from upstate New York, born there. We got there and heard about the marching, and they said Harry Rice. I heard the name. No, I didn't. But yeah, just an interesting story about that time. I just missed that. So, but yeah. Hey, listen, of all that, I made fun of it, but I was definitely on your guys' side on that. I
Oh,
remember that
thank
with
you.
a lot of, I remember that a lot. It caused some pretty stressful moments watching the interchanges between the soldiers and what was her name? Gabriel. Had a lot of respect for her. I can't remember her name. That's how much, but I did. I gained a lot of respect for her standing up to, well, anyway. All right, let's go move on because I'm just putting my foot in my mouth. BL says Hunter Lahash from Kanawake played his junior hockey there in Cape Breton. Played when Fleury was there. So which Fleury? Theo Fleury?
That would have been
boo, Theo Fleury.
that would have been Mark Andre. Yeah, Mark
Andre.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. Bob says, yes, Horvat makes us much better, but the cost too high. If Habs were an established playoff team with a legit shot at a cup, then maybe. Yeah, that's when it makes sense. Till then, it doesn't make sense to give up that. You don't give up that kind of a haul when you're a rebuilding team, right? The only teams that give up that kind of a haul for a guy is a team that's got a shot. And the problem is Montreal had a good start to the season. There's a lot of Habs fans that won't give up that. Oh, yeah, we're going to be a playoff team now. But we're not. We're not. It's clear we're not, right? How do you feel about that, Harry? Let's ask you.
About the start of the season?
No, but I mean, what I just said, like the start of the season kind of gave a false impression that they were farther along than they are. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. I'll admit I was one of those fans, not necessarily to the point of, oh, we're going to make playoffs for sure, but I was definitely on the side of, oh, maybe we'll be above 500. Maybe we'll push 40 wins. That might be nice. I was not on the straight up we'll go to playoffs, definitely, but
I was on the verge of that. I was on the verge of that because I said I'm going to rethink this team, but I didn't have to because they already started to come back. And I went, oh, wait a second on the rethink. And then it was clear that we're not making the playoffs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they have definitely come back down to earth. But no, there was a few games there where I was like, maybe this team can get 40 wins. Maybe we'll be above 500. That'd be nice. But yeah, no, they've definitely.
It wouldn't be though this year. See, the reason why I don't want it to happen either this year is because how many seasons did we have where we did well in the playoffs and then boom, we got this wrong idea of what the team is. The team got the wrong idea of what they are. And
2010, 2014.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's just over and over the same thing. So I don't want that to happen again this year. Sure. Do I want the team to win every game? I do. I said it last night, right? I want to see every time I watch the team, I want them to win. It's not realistic.
No.
And if they lose,
of course you want the team to win.
Right now, if they lose, it's not going to bother me. On the season when we're going to go for it and we're going to be contenders, when they lose, it's going to bother me. That's different. Now it doesn't. So I don't know if I'm
like obviously I'm mad for a minute, like damn it, Habs lost tonight. But then after that, I'm like, Yeah, I mean, this does help our chase for Bedard.
Right. No, I don't even get mad for the minute because right away, oh, they lost. Okay, well, so that's good too. I mean, we got it
Yeah.
beautiful this year. We can enjoy when they win and if they lose. So who cares?
Yeah, we can
It's a
enjoy
great
both.
year for
Yeah.
that. As long as they're not losing on purpose.
Yeah, as long as they're not like 82-0, like win some games. I'm happy about that.
No, even if they're 82-0, that's fine as long as they didn't lose on
The
purpose.
draft
As long
lottery.
as they
Yeah.
don't get
Oh
that
yeah, lose on
losing
purpose. Yeah.
culture built in. I don't want to see that.
Yes. Yes.
Bob, you're wrong. You got it spelt wrong. See, if I wanted to chop down the trees to not see the leaves, then okay. But I don't know. I don't call those leaves. I hate the Leafs. I don't mind if you guys make fun of me for that. That's fine. Who is my favorite player on the Habs? Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield right now. My two favorite players. Gotta love them too. They're exciting to watch. And again, right now, I think Caulfield more so because Suzuki's in a bit of a slump. But I don't think it doesn't mean I don't, love him still.
Yeah.
I love him when I want to have his children.
Every player went through their slumps. Koivu went through a couple slumps, I'm sure, in Montreal. More than a couple.
He always has slumps. But the thing is, he'll make up, like, he'll keep this point a game pace when he starts scoring again because he has multi-point games often, right? So, yeah, I'm not worried for him. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, that's it for the season for Nick.
Well, he'll end the year with 55 points. Like, no, he's going to be at least probably 75 points at the very least.
I still think he's going to beat, what's his name? Kovalev's 84. I said that. No, I said it to be early, and I don't change on that. He's going to beat the 84.
What is the 84? The highest points since 2000, or?
I don't know how long, but it's the highest in like a long time, right? I think it's 20 years. Like we haven't had somebody with that kind of more than that probably. So I think he's going to match that or beat that. And
I would very much like that.
A point or two, it's close enough for me, but it'll still be a point a game player. So a point a game player, but I think he beats Kovalev. I do.
I'd be very happy. And if he doesn't this year, sure as hell he's going to do it in the future.
Going to. I think now Suzuki's ceiling is 100 points. Will he do that all the time? No, obviously. No. But I think when he has that big season, that career year, you're going to see him hit 100.
Definitely.
That's what I think. So
absolutely. 100%.
And with Cole, points wise, I don't know, but I think my hot take for Cole, I think it's clear he's going to challenge. He's going to hit 40, and he's going to challenge for. I love the where it freezes for you. The faces that it freezes on is so funny. You couldn't do that if you tried. So I think Cole. I think his career high is 60. And how many 60 goal scorers have we had for the Habs? 3, right?
Yeah,
2 or 3.
Lafleur, Shutt.
That's it. Maybe it's just 2. So he'd be the third. And yeah, I mean, it'll cement his place in Habs history forever. But I think this kid could do 60. I'm not saying every year, but I think that career year where he hits that career number, it'll be 60.
I would obviously love that. I would absolutely love to see that.
Hey, I didn't say it for nothing last season when I said Cole Caulfield is a better goal scorer than Austin Matthews. I stand behind that. And you know what? He's proving it every time. He's got more than, maybe not today, but a couple of days ago he had more than Austin. He was 10th, tied for 10th in the league.
Yep.
So I think he's right up there.
Yeah, and Caulfield, the thing about him as well, like he can definitely snipe from anywhere. He's developing the Ovechkin spot though. He is starting to shoot a lot from that Ovi spot, and when he gets consistent, he will. Yep,
it's his office right there. And look, Ovi did pretty good with it.
803 goals now, I think.
Yeah, if you can master that spot, then you're going to score lots of goals. But the point is also that it's not the only place he can score from. The guy can literally score from anywhere inside that blue line. Yeah, it doesn't matter where he is; he can do it.
Hell, Caulfield could probably score from his own zone if you gave him enough chances. He probably could.
I would agree with you, but I'm saying, but anywhere he's dangerous without a doubt. Anywhere in that blue line, he's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Definitely.
And when was the last time we had a guy like that? I don't think we've ever had a shooter like Caulfield.
No. As much as we love Guy Lafleur, his spot was coming down the wing, winded up slapper. That was how he scored.
That was his big. Well, I mean, that was his main, I guess, shot. But I mean, he could do everything as well. But I don't think he had the shot. I think Caulfield has a shot that's the accuracy of the shot. I don't know. It's crazy, man. He has a target sometimes this big on the inside there, this big, and he hits it on a one-timer.
Yes.
On a one-timer. What kind of talent is that? I mean, I'm just saying that's a legit top 10 shot in the league.
Absolutely. I will argue top 5 even. I will argue even top 5 at that point.
I wouldn't argue with you back. I would say, okay, I'm good with that. Because he's got it. He's got that kind of a shot. And he's second year, is his second season in the NHL.
Yeah.
So imagine when he gets to where Matthews is today imagine what his shot is going to be. Right?
I don't even want to begin because I won't be able to talk. I'll just be like paralysis with how good that feels.
We're gonna be the lucky fans that get to see this guy on a nightly basis like that.
Yep, so. Absolutely. And with the dude, I'm assuming probably signing an 8-year deal. He clearly loves Montreal. Whatever we sign him for will be an underpayment next year, guaranteed.
Here's something that not a lot of people say. I've said this before. Not a lot of people remember Koivu in his first couple of seasons. I think it was his second or third season. He was coming down the ice. I don't remember the team. Chicago is what I think. But coming down the ice, and Jim Cummins gives him a knee-to-knee hit. And Koivu was never the same. At that point, he was leading the league, I think, or right up in the top few in points with 35 points in – I don't know if it was a point a game or he was a little over a point a game, and he was going to be amazing, and that he was never the same after that knee on knee. And that's what he's talking about, he says eye injury. Well, you made me think of the pre-knee injury because Koivu was, if you thought Koivu was on a tear then, that year, and it was early in the season too, but he was going to have a year, and Jim Cummins, I'll never forget that guy. And I think at one point we signed him, and I was like, oh, he wanted to scream.
I mean, Rick, think about it. We signed him. He doesn't get to knee-on-knee Koivu anymore.
Yeah, but it was after anyway. And but yeah, you're right. But why would you give that guy you should give him a bullet in the head?
It's like us going out and signing Chris Kreider with Carey Price still on the team.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But man, Koivu was so good. I don't think a lot of people who didn't really get the opportunity to see him that much or only saw him later in his career, I don't think you understand how good Koivu was.
Yeah, no, I was one of the unlucky Habs fans. I got into Montreal literally right after Koivu retired. It was like a year after he retired, I got into hockey. And obviously I've seen the him coming right back from cancer, and I know how much he was loved.
Yeah, no, he was great.
I don't know how good exactly he was though.
Oh, he was in his first 2 seasons. I think it was early in the third season when this happened. But he was just so good and so promising, and then that he was never the same after that knee on knee. I think in that game we had 2 guys go out the same way. It was a horrible game. Horrible game. I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's not.
Merry Christmas, Saku Koivu, knee on knee.
Yeah, I have to think about that again. Bob says, until Koivu, see, I got Koivu now in my brain. Cole actually gets 60, then the title of better goal scorer has to go to Matthews. No, I'm never going to say that. I'm going to read the rest of that statement. Rick, you're speaking with your heart. My heart bought my head. Your what?
Your heart, not your head.
Not your head. Oh, there you go. Thank you. This is a couple of times you have given the edge of Caulfield over Matthews. Right, because that's how I feel. I said it last year.
Facts, though?
I said it last year. He came out this year, and you tell me there's anything he's done this year to prove me wrong. Nothing. So
Both guys.
right. And I said Matthews won't score 60 this year. So far, I'm right. I think Matthews will hit 50. I don't think he'll hit 60. Koivu was a leader, and he meant a lot more than the points he scored. This is true, but I'm talking in his first couple of seasons this happened. So this was really early. Afterward, of course, he was a great leader. But I mean, he was so good when he was in his first 2-3 seasons. It's crazy. PK Subban had fun moments, but he didn't have the impact of Koivu that Koivu had in his career. No, definitely not. No, I get you.
A funny point on Austin Matthews real quick. You say he's going to hit 50. He is currently on pace, Rick. Do you want to take a guess how many goals he's on pace for right now?
50.
41.
Oh, it's even that bad. Well, there you go.
Yep.
But here's what I say. I think when it does get down to crunch time, and his pace probably pick up a little bit, and that'll get him up to 50. But he's not getting 60. And I said that. I said that at the end of last season. I said that. So, and I said last season that Cole Caulfield, I think, is a better goal scorer. And I'm just saying, prove me wrong. Right now, I don't think anybody can. Phil asked, Max Pacioretty or Phil Deneau? Phil Deneau.
Phil Deneau, yeah, 100%. Pacioretty,
Attitude for
definitely.
Me. Yeah, that's
definitely
for me.
I was
never impressed with Max Pacioretty as captain or his leadership ability. That's why. Deneau is a leader. Whether we're happy with him for staying or not staying, but he's a leader, and he proved it by going to LA and doing exactly what he said he'd do. His offense is improved. He's a leader there. I mean, so Phil Deneau for me.
Definitely. Phil Deneau 100%. I was just going to say what you did, whether you like that he left or didn't, it was his choice, but when he was here, he was pretty damn good. There was a reason he was our first line center. There's a reason.
Defense too.
Exactly. I will argue Deneau, one of the top 5 defensive forwards. Oh,
yeah, no, go ahead. That's fine. Here, that's a good point too. But another thing, Deneau scored in the playoffs a little bit too. Patch didn't. Patch was not a playoff performer here.
No.
I mean, he may have done okay since leaving, but he didn't do that here. He was a disappointment in the playoffs all the time.
Yeah. I think the issue with Pacioretty is he's never healthy in the playoffs.
I don't know what it is. He just never did anything in the playoffs. And then after being named captain, he was not captain material.
No.
He was really not a good captain.
No. How he got the captaincy over Andrei Markov, I will never understand. I will never get that.
Markov, I know how it happened. Markov said no. They offered it.
Markov refused the captaincy.
Markov said no, I don't want to be captain. He was too shy. I know that's why Markov was not captain. He turned it down. They definitely offered it to him.
That I did not know. Actually, I did not know that.
Yeah, he didn't want. Markov was a leader, but not. He didn't want to be that. He didn't want to be the captain.
That makes me respect Markov even more.
But I remember the time them saying like he's kind of shy. He's not a vocal guy in the room. He kind of leads by example, that kind of stuff. And I think that's what. And he said no to it. So I think they did pick him though.
Yeah. And
Price or Weber. What kind of a freaking one's a goalie, one's a defense. I don't know that you can put those. I don't think that's fair even. It's not fair.
There's cases for each of them. Price.
That's Price only because he was here longer. Same kind of character, same. I mean, that's two of the same guy. No, that's not fair.
Yeah, definitely. Now, if you're doing, say, Price or Waugh, and then say Weber or Markov or Weber or Saray, that would work.
Price or Waugh, that's not fair to me. It's not fair to me. No, I'm going to go say Patrick Roy because to me, Patrick Roy is the money goalie, the best money goalie in the game ever was. Game 7, I want Patrick Roy in nets. When Patrick Roy said, that's it, you're not getting another goal, guess what? They didn't. It was rare. When he set his mind to not giving up a goal, he didn't give up goals. No, Patrick Roy was amazing. Now, Carey Price right behind there, and Ken Dryden, those three. But if you give me the two for success and everything, I mean, Patrick Roy has proven money in the bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What, 4 Stanley Cups, I think? 3
Two
Vezinas,
here
I think.
and 2 there, right? 2
Yeah.
here, 2 there?
Yep.
Or 3 there?
Yep.
2 there. I think 2.
2 in
So
Montreal
4.
and 2 in Colorado. Yep.
Yeah. And you can tell because they're in his ear.
Yeah.
Next one, Kovalchuk or Corey Perry? Having not liked either of those guys going into when they got here and how quickly Kovalchuk's play deteriorated, I'm definitely going Corey Perry.
That's a tough one for me. Like I loved both guys when they were here in Montreal. I was not expecting much aside from bottom 6 guy out of Ilya Kovalchuk, and the fact that he was a great top 6 in Montreal. I did love him a lot for that, and especially with New Jersey, the shootout winner, obviously that was awesome. Corey Perry, though, did provide a more consistent game and definitely had more of a leadership role to him. I don't know who I'd have to pick between those two, honestly. It's a tough.
The effect, see, here's another thing to think about. The Corey Perry, the effect that he still has, say, on a guy like Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki. I think that's the big thing, and I think it still exists. And I don't know that you can say the same thing for Kovalchuk. So still Corey Perry for me.
Yeah, when you think about that as well, yeah, true. Like obviously Kovalchuk wasn't here with Caulfield, unfortunately, because imagine how much he would have helped out as well, like Corey Perry did. I do think I would have to go Perry for that too, because Perry's still playing at a very good level. Kovalchuk's back out of the NHL again, unfortunately.
Yeah, he'll never come back. I don't think anyone will sign him.
Yeah, no, he's 38 at this point. I think he's retired officially as well. I don't think he's even playing in Russia.
I think that just happened or something. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, because I know. Yeah.
AW says Price. That's not even a question. I don't know leadership quality of Weber and all that. What he gave for that Stanley Cup run. I think that puts him right. It's the same guy. You can't pick between the same guy.
No.
That's what I say. Let's see now. Where was I? AW says Perry because he has an impact beyond points. Very true. BL agrees Perry over Kovalchuk for the intangibles. NZA is agreeing Perry had a bigger impact than Kovalchuk. And also, listen, as much as Kovalchuk was good when he was here, but it didn't last. And then it went downhill, and he never got it back up there. And then you say, well, they traded him away. I think that's the reason why they traded him away.
Probably. Yeah. And I was mad. I was mad when we traded Kovalchuk, but yeah, no, looking back, yeah, no, it was the right decision.
Yeah, considering they got something for him.
We got it was a 3rd-round pick. I thought it was a 5th. It was a 3rd-round pick.
That was him as a free agent. Nobody wanted to sign him. So yeah, you know.
And fun fact, we did not use a 3rd-round pick. Do you want to know what we traded it for?
No.
Jake Allen.
Oh, that was the 3rd we got for. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That worked out well. Bob points out Deneau single-handedly shut down Matthews' line, then the Stone line versus Vegas in the run to the finals. This is true. I don't say single-handedly, but man, pretty much. You know, we may forget that already. Matt Greer says both. I guess that I'm not sure which one. Max Domi or Tyler Toffoli? That one's going to be tough. You know, I'd have trouble with that. I like them both. I thought they both did pretty much. I don't know. Maybe Toffoli gets a little bit of a nod over because of the relationship again with Caulfield and Suzuki and the way they really embrace the city. I don't know. That's a close one for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that for sure. I did like Domi when he's here, but at the same time, like he worked with Caulfield and Suzuki, and I'm turning my dad called him Caulfield with Caulfield and Suzuki, and just overall how well he played with the team and clearly wanted to be in Montreal.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. I'd have to agree with you there.
All right, it's funny the delay now is happening, but it's okay. We're near the end of the stream, so don't change anything. Yeah, I can't
All
choose them. BL says Pacioretty, another guy with no heart. Pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
not enough heart. After the Chara hit, he may not have been the same. Maybe I was. I mean, it's a good enough excuse too. Foley, Lehkonen, two guys that'll be missed. And Lehkonen, can you believe how well he's doing in Colorado?
I can't.
He's projecting to over 60 points for the season. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love that he's doing this good. Like, I think we're gonna do good with Barron and the pick we got, but I love seeing Lehkonen getting 60 points in Colorado.
He wouldn't
love
have done
seeing.
That here. He wouldn't have done that here. So for sure, better off for him that he's there and he's like really hitting his. I don't even know that anyone thought that would be his ceiling, that he would go that high, but it's crazy.
Definitely, and he's getting paid big time too, and we wouldn't have been able to do that, obviously.
No, that's true too, but at least another good thing, like you said, he got a good contract and he's earning it. That's something I like to see too. We were all shocked when Kobe was hitting and back checking, but again, didn't really last a ton. BL agrees with me. Roy over Price. Bob agrees. Phil says Leclerc and Desjardins. Leclerc, who's Leclerc? Who am I thinking? John Leclerc. You're not spelling it right. That's why it screwed me up. John Leclerc or Eric Desjardins?
Might be thinking of
Good
Eric Mike Leclerc, maybe?
No, it's John Leclerc. It's because Desjardins, they both got traded to Philly. They were here together, so I'm sure it's John Leclerc. John Leclerc is spelled Leclair. No E.
Oh, okay.
From Vermont. So.
I see it now. Yeah, I see it now. I was thinking of Mike Leclerc.
Yeah, no. I don't know, John Leclerc or Eric Desjardins. It's another good close one. Like, that's a really good close one. A defenseman and a forward, so you'd say, but Desjardins was kind of. I think Desjardins is a little underrated in that I don't think a lot of people really give him his due for the 93 Cup win. He was a big part of 93 because it was 93, right? 93 Cup win. He was a really big part of that.
Yes.
Important part of that. And so was John Leclerc. But would Leclerc have done what he did in Philadelphia here? No. So
no, definitely not. No.
I'm going to go with. Oddly, I think I'm going to go with Eric Desjardins.
Oh.
Yeah, that surprises me. I would have thought, but analyzing it, I think maybe Eric Desjardins. I think he might have been a bigger part in the end, even though Leclerc scored a couple of overtime winners. So it's hard for me to say that, but I get that. And you know what? Desjardins should not have been involved in that trade.
No.
Should have been Leclerc and Dion, and that's it. It was an overpayment by giving Desjardins as well. A big.
Wait, Gilbert Dion was in that deal?
What was that?
Gilbert Dion was in that deal?
Yeah, that's the part I was happy for that. That Dion was in the deal. But they overpaid. And now Recchi, as good as Recchi was, that was an overpayment for Recchi. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was.
Like, I like Mark Recchi, but yeah, no, I agree. Definitely an overpayment.
Yeah, it was an overpayment. Rick Bengal, that's an interesting name. Who scores more, Caulfield or Matthews? You're talking about total points. It's Matthews. Matthews, first of all, is in a center, so he should be getting more assists than Caulfield. So, but who's got more goals and who's projected to get more goals this season? It's Caulfield. So if you're a Leafs fan and you want to argue for Matthews, you're not going to win that right now.
Yeah, just based off facts of who's scoring more this season.
Yeah,
you're going to lose that.
We'll see, but right now, Caulfield is scoring more, but not points. I mean, that, of course. Matthews has, I want to say he has 40 points. He's close to that. He's got, what did I see? 17 goals, 21 assists last I saw. So it was 39 points.
Yep, 17 goals, 39 points in 34 games. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I saw last. So I don't remember when that was, but obviously not long ago. Randy says Dryden over both, and you cannot argue with that. because I think Ken Dryden gets put in third when probably I think the stats show overall Dryden was probably the better of the three between Dryden, Price, and Roy. That I know, but for me personally, I saw both Roy and Dryden. Just that man, Patrick Roy won games, important games, and he did not have the team in front of him that Ken Dryden did. That's what to me makes the difference. That's all. But statistically, it's true. Dryden gets the
Yes.
nod. So it's weird. I discovered that actually recently, and I was like a little surprised by it. But I mean, Dryden was great. Dryden was great.
There's a reason he's my dad's favorite goaltender.
Oh man, everybody used to, if you playing outside, if you were in nets, and they put me in nets, and I was still small, but I'd always try to get my hand on the stick like that. Yeah, I love Dryden. Juan was probably second best goalie all time. He changed the way position was played. Price was good, but he was not that. I think that's I read something recently about that. Changing the position the way it was played. Yes and no. He was a big part of that. He wasn't a full butterfly goalie. He was kind of a bit of a hybrid, actually, for a while. But who did that before him was Tony Esposito. Tony Esposito was a bit of a flopper, a bit of a butterfly. He did everything. Whatever he had to do to stop a puck. And there were some other goalies that kind of played the butterfly a little bit too. But I think Patrick Roy made that. He made it big. He didn't discover it, but he made it big, and he did kind of change the way. So that is true, but he wasn't the only one that played that style a little bit. But he was the best at it. And man, in Game 7, or like I said, when he said, "You're not getting any more goals," they didn't. And Game 7s, I'd put him in. He'd be my goalie of choice if you could do that. Call him up.
Yeah. I'd probably go Hasek. I'm a teenager again. I'd probably go Hasek. I'd probably go Hasek over Juan just because I love the Dominator. I feel like I think he's my favorite goalie of all time, but I definitely can't argue against Patrick Roy.
But it's two different styles. Hasek was a flipper flopper, kind of in the what's that guy from Toronto? The big can't remember the name all of a sudden. Palmatier.
Felix Potvin.
Oh. But the thing with Hasek is a guy that played his style. Usually, when he got a little older, the reflexes weren't there. He didn't lose that he was old when you would have thought his reflexes are going. But I mean, this guy was a reflex kind of goalie, and he was great though. Hasek was great. I mean, he got the Sabres to that Stanley Cup final. I mean, it was him. The toe in the Brett Hull goal, toe in the crease, Dallas Stars, I think it was. That was that game, and Hasek got them there, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
He was a great goalie. And at the end, when he was with Ottawa, with his groins, he had his problems with the groins. He did that in an interview. He kept saying his groins. It was funny. Made fun of him. Let's see. Bob says Perry was so clutch. That he was too in the playoffs. Yep. He was a veteran, and he didn't get frazzled by anything. That's for sure. Hey, filibuster, if you're still in the room, I see I'm getting to it late. Thanks for being here. Merry Christmas. I'm going to try to scroll a little bit and see if I can get down there. Because what time are we? A little bit longer, not much more. Gallagher doesn't have half the talent of a Drouin or Pacioretty, but he gives everything he has every night. Josh Anderson should watch Gallagher's effort out there every night. I don't think there's anything wrong with Josh Anderson's effort. I think the problem is he's just really streaky. We lost Harry. No, you froze there for a long time. Yeah, I think Andy's just really streaky. But I think his effort is there. On nights he's not putting up offense, I think the rest of his game is usually there. BL's got, you know what? This is surprisingly an easy one. Let me put up one more. Savard or Robinson? And it's not David Savard. It's Serge Savard or Larry Robinson. And I, without a doubt, as great a defenseman as Serge Savard was, it's an easy Larry Robinson, without a doubt. I mean, Larry Robinson, one of the best defensemen ever to play the game. I think you can say that without a doubt. Just look at his numbers. And he was great on both ends of the ice, too. And I met Larry Robinson, so there's a thing there, too.
Did you really?
I have his autograph. I delivered a pizza to him.
Oh, shit, no way.
Yeah, and freaking tall, man. He was freaking tall, and I was standing a little elevated, like it was on a driveway. So he was below me. I was a little bit above him, and I still had to look up. But, I mean, I'm not tall.
I have it somewhere. I'm going
What
to
are you
find
looking
it.
for? What is he looking for?
I have a card of Larry Robinson.
Oh, yeah,
somewhere.
okay. Well, I know where my thing is, but I can't go get it now. I've showed it in my probably in 2 of my hockey card videos. I showed the signature. It's just a signature, and I gave him the excuse, "Can you sign this for my son?" My son was a year old. He didn't know who Larry Robinson was, and still today doesn't even know who Larry Robinson is. Probably
Very smooth. He can't reject an autograph to a kid.
Exactly. That's what I figured, right? Let's move down a little bit. See, BL, this is something that I don't think everybody agrees on, but me and you do agree on this. Bobby Orr was the best hockey player to ever play the game. That's, to me, I've been saying that. I'm never going to stop saying that. And I don't care who you want to put up there against him. Bobby Orr was at least as good, if not better. If he had knees, wow, what he would have done. If the knee operations were the same as they are today, he would have been, without a doubt, I think many more people would say what I'm saying and what BL is saying, and Bob Cannon also agreed. Now, you didn't get to see Orr, obviously, so I would think for you, it's between Lemieux and Gretzky, probably, right? For the best ever?
For me,
Yeah.
I don't think it's between Gretzky and Lemieux. I think it's between Lemieux and Yager.
Oh, there's an interesting.
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
Gretzky's probably not even in my top 5, honestly, just because of the era he played. It was so much easier to get a lot of points. Lemieux, for me at least, Lemieux and Yager suffered through the trap era of the late 90s where you were not scoring points, and they were still leading the league and putting up insane numbers. For me, I think that's more impressive than Gretzky. And yeah.
I'm going to give you another reason why. I sort of agree with you on that, but another reason why Orr is better. Gretzky and Lemieux and Yager played, and Yager and Lemieux maybe a little less so, played through an era where goalies were shit. Right? When you think about it. But you look at when Bobby Orr played, goalies were good. They didn't really have, I mean, he did go through an expansion era, but he didn't only play against expansion teams, and he had some freaking good goalies, and he scored against everybody, and he was just great. But you could be right about Gretzky. I mean, think about Gretzky, the 80s, the goalies were bad in general, right? There were good goalies, but I mean, in general, there are a lot of teams with a lot of bad goalies. And all you have to do is look it up and look at their goals against averages, and you'll see, like, stinky poo.
I will give you that. Admittedly, I will give you that for sure.
Yeah, so that's something.
Yeah.
But I think Bobby Orr, yeah, the best one ever to lace up a pair of skates. And why do I say that? I'm going to say this all the time, too. Bobby Orr could do everything any hockey player could do, and he could do it at full speed. And he could skate miles around anybody, and he could hang onto the puck and kill a penalty all by himself. Didn't need anybody else out on the ice, pretty much. He could go coast to coast. He was just amazing. Just amazing player to watch. I'm lucky enough to have seen him for his last probably 4, 5, 6 years. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe the last 10 years of his career. He only had 10 years of his career. So wait a second. 76. So I saw him probably, all the 70s that he played. And they said, listen, on the 76 Team Canada, Bobby Orr was on the team. He had one knee. He literally was skating on one leg. And every player on Team Canada said Bobby Orr was the best player in the tournament. So that tells you something, that's all I'm saying. So Bobby Orr was the best. That's my opinion. That's okay. It's just my opinion, though. Right?
We're all wrong sometimes, Rick. Don't worry.
Well, it was nice having Harry here. He said Hasek had a spine like a slinky. And that's true. He was really flexible, and it was all on reflexes. I mean, he was just, and I mean, technically he was good too, but I mean, he was a reflex kind of flip-flop kind of goalie, and he was just great. Gump Worsley, the Gumper. I saw my very first hockey game, California, whether they were the California Golden Seals, the Oakland Seals, I don't know at the time, but my very first game, and Gumper was in nets for Montreal. So I'll never forget that one. And I think it was either 68 or 69. I think 69, but I don't know for sure. I was lucky. I didn't really remember a lot, but I saw the California or Oakland Seal, whichever they were at the time. Tony Esposito, one of the first goalies to develop the butterfly. He was one of my favorite. He was my very first hockey hero. Like before I discovered Lafleur, it was Tony O. And he was a flip flop or a butterfly goalie, a stand up goalie. He just made stops. That's all. And he had so many shutouts. It was crazy. Tony O. He was just amazing for shutouts. But I think his rookie season he had 15.
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm not sure it was his rookie, but he had 15 in his first or second season.
I want to say he had. I'm looking it up now. He had 15 in his rookie year. Yep. Yeah. Leads is still an NHL record, by the way, for most shutouts by a rookie goaltender.
Yeah, well, you think you're going to see another one do that? Never. I don't think ever.
Probably
again. Not. No, never again. No.
Unfortunately, unfortunately.
A&W, I think that's the good point you make there about Roy. He wasn't the first to use the butterfly, but he was the first hybrid. Because I said that he was also a stand-up goalie as well. And you just have to go look at at the highlights. And the last time I did that, I was surprised at how often he was a stand-up goalie as well. So yeah, he was a hybrid. But I think he really caused that next generation of goalies to perfect the butterfly. And pretty much, if you don't use the butterfly, you're not a goalie in the NHL if you don't use the butterfly. If you're a stand-up goalie, you're not making it not for a minute. BL would put Crosby ahead of Jagr. I think Crosby has to finish his career, but you know what? He's definitely in the conversation. Bob, but I didn't say all goalies in the 80s were shit. There were a lot of shitty goalies in the 80s. That's what I said. And he was only in half the 80s, from 86 on.
Yeah. He was from the good part of the 80s.
Yes. BL, maybe someone ought to say, hey, Austin Matthews, go talk to Bobby Orr about fighting. Bobby Orr fought his own battles. And you know what? Bobby Orr, you didn't want to fight Bobby Orr either. Tough son of a bitch, too. I'm not only going by stats there, A&W, is this being the greatest player ever to play the game, I'm sorry, is a little more than just stats. And listen, if Gretzky's your guy, I wouldn't say you're wrong. I mean, he's up there with a few other people. I'm not saying to anybody else that, oh, well, your guy's wrong. I'm not. For me, Bobby Orr is the guy. That's all.
Yeah, we all have our greatest hockey player. Like we all have our favorites, you know.
Right. I mean, Gordie Howe is definitely. You want to say
Yeah.
Richard? I'm not going to say anything.
Some
But
people
for
probably
me,
have Ovechkin as the greatest hockey player of all time, and
no, I
there's
don't
no
like
issue with
Ovechkin.
that.
I don't like Ovechkin. So because I don't like Ovechkin, nobody else is allowed. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not an Ovi guy. I never have been. I don't. I never will be. Do I recognize his talent as a goal? Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
But it doesn't mean I like him.
Yeah. And just because I like Ovechkin doesn't mean that I'm gonna try and convince you to like Ovechkin. Doesn't matter. You have your opinion. I have mine.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
I
that's what
like the
Christmas is all
Bruins.
about.
No, NZI, I didn't say Bobby Orr was my player in those days. I was a Tony Esposito guy back till I found Guy Lafleur. But yeah, no, I didn't say that I was a Bruins fan of. I just said Bobby Orr to me was the best hockey player ever. That's all. He's allowed to be like. I maybe only would hesitate to say that if he was a Leaf, but he wasn't, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
No, even if the guy was a Leaf, if he's the best, and I thought he was the best, it's talent I'm talking about,
Yeah.
not team they played for. Oh, he says joke. He forgives me.
Hey, Randy, how's it going, my guy?
Randy says Ovi didn't want to score his goal. His 802nd goal is an empty netter, but his teammate fed him the puck. What is he gonna do?
Actually, at first he had the puck and he gave it to his teammate, but his teammate didn't want to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he said he didn't want to take it. He thought the fans would hate him if he didn't give it back. I did read that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that probably would be legit. They'd probably start booing their own team for scoring.
Neil says Brodeur was the last stand-up goalie to have said. Brodeur was not a stand-up goalie.
He was very much a hybrid, was he not?
It's pretty much the same as Patrick Roy. I mean,
Yeah.
if anything, more of a butterfly goalie than Roy because he came up a couple of years after. I want to say a couple of years after. So,
yeah.
But no, Brodeur was like Roy,
Yeah.
a hybrid.
I would argue the last stand-up goalie to really make the NHL was probably Dan Cloutier.
Yeah, I don't even know that. I mean, yeah, whatever. But no, Brodeur was not a stand-up. You wouldn't call Brodeur a stand-up goalie. No,
Definitely not. A stand-up guy, maybe, but not a stand-up goalie.
Let me see. Ovechkin is already on my list. Crosby, I like. Ovechkin or Crosby? I take Crosby. I know that's weird, but I think leadership, Stanley Cups, I mean, just things like that. I think it's Crosby.
Yeah, as much as I like Ovechkin, you gotta go Crosby. If you're in a Game 7 overtime and you need someone to get your team further, you're going Crosby.
You're going Crosby, yeah.
Yeah. Faggio, damn it.
Brodeur was more stand-up than, but it's still a hybrid. He's still a hybrid. He's not a stand-up guy. Bob says nobody fought Bobby Orr. No, I mean he fought a little bit, and then people said, "Yeah, we're not fighting that guy anymore." Like that. Same thing with Larry Robinson. Larry Robinson had a few fights, but after that, people didn't want to fight Robinson. Too strong. And Orr was tough. Brodeur was more on his legs than Butterfly. Well, that's fine. So we'll argue over a mouth, but he's a hybrid.
Now, see,
Brodeur's a stand-up comedian. He's a stand-up comedian, not a stand-up goalie.
Brodeur stood on his legs 2 inches more than Patrick Wall. That makes him more of a butterfly.
No, he's a stand-up hybrid. Okay, so like it's what are we? Heavy metal
tomato.
classifications. I mean, it's semantics. Hey, Guru, how you doing? Ovi loves the game like a Canadian, but his president is Putin. Hey, sorry, that's his words, and he won't say differently. So sorry. It's another thing I don't like about him. So there you go. Hey, I hit the bottom of the comments. And we are right at 2 hours, which is exactly where I wanted to go with it. All right. Well, Harry, thank you. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for being here
Indeed.
for the whole hour and a half. I appreciate that.
Don't worry, Rick. I expect my check to come in the mail any day.
Yeah, listen, you're going to get paid exactly the same amount as Matt. So,
Oh,
yeah,
let's go.
yeah, no worries. The check's already in the mail. Listen, but I do
But thank you for
appreciate it,
having me. I
man.
appreciate it a lot. It was a lot of fun for sure.
It was
Hopefully, come
fun.
back on more. I apologize that I've not been
Don't worry about it.
asking
Don't
to
worry
come
about
on
it.
more.
Everyone's got a life that doesn't revolve around my channel. That's for sure. So no worries about that. So listen, have a good rest of the Christmas holiday and a great New Year if we don't connect before then. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you, you too, Rick. Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everybody in the Talking Habs family and fan base. It was a pleasure to come on. I hope you guys have a great Christmas and a great New Year too. And it was a pleasure coming on. Thank you very much.
It was weird to hear that I have a fan base. I want to run and hide now. Listen, everybody, Merry Christmas. All the best to everybody in the new year coming up. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, but just have a great day tomorrow with family, hopefully. And hopefully y'all get everything you want from Santa, because we know Santa's the one that gives us the presents.
It's obviously Santa. Yeah.
Well, there's no games till Wednesday and Thursday, back to back. So I'm going to take 3 days off, probably not do much. So don't expect much, but I might change my mind. There might be something coming out, but don't really expect it. So we'll see you on Wednesday. And thanks for being here. Merry Christmas. Stay safe till the next time, and peace out, y'all. And we'll see you that next time. Ciao, everybody. Have a great night. And once again, thanks, Harry.
No problem. Thank you.
For a sec.
Yeah. All right.
In the broadcast, you don't have to run this